YouTube. This is Keynote Comics, and if you didn't know already, this is the place where you can discover comic books and comic book related content. I am Brandon Griggs. That is Barry Alslan.
Nah, I'm not on the screen. Nah, I take that.
But if you only knew he's wearing a Flash shirt, I really tried to run with that. But yeah, this is Stash, Cash, or Pass, where we basically talk about these books that are on the Hot 10 listing. We give our opinions along with the people in the community. Right now, look, we got Joel in here. He said, "Good Friday evening," because it is. We are here on Fridays, 7:30. May run a little bit late if we run into some technical difficulties. We'll, it varies. But yeah, if you are into comic books, you're into the culture of buying, selling, trading, collecting, this is the place to be. And I guess basically leave it at that. We basically run our things off of CBSI, and I don't know why I'm blanking because I'm probably getting distracted by you over here.
Cover price.
Cover price. Yeah, there we go.
And CBSI.
CBSI. So, not
one
affiliated.
day key collector again.
I mean, if the people want to, like we stated before, if you guys want us to take the ones from the previous week, since they do theirs on the weekend, we can definitely add them into our session on Fridays and just to talk about them. That's the whole point. That's why we're doing this. Giving our opinions of what we think is hot, what we think is not, why we think it has longevity, why we think it doesn't, and getting the opinions of people in the chat. And also, I mean, if you guys want to, go ahead and leave comments on any of the books you think, you're specking on from the list, and which ones you think are going to do well and which ones you think are not going to do well. But to go ahead and go in, we're going to start with the CBSI list, all right? And this is actually the book number 1, which is The Bee and Puppy Cat number 19. This is issue 19. This is basically it's spiking because of an artist that we had actually discussed last week. She had a book that came out. I don't remember what the exact book was. You remember?
Spider-Woman number 7.
Spider-Woman number 7. So she had a cover for Spider-Woman number 7. That book spiked. I think it was about a 1 in 25 variant. I believe that's the case. And this is apparently her first work, her first cover. All right, this is the first cover that she's worked on. This is a book that was at one point going for about $5. Now it's going for $200. And I mean, if you like her work that much and you want to get that, by all means do that. But this is not for me. So I'm gonna have to say this is a pass for me. And if I did have it from $5 to $200 for a book that I'm not really that into, I would definitely go ahead and cash on that.
Yeah, if I had this, I'd definitely cash it.
But I do like the cover. I'm not gonna lie.
It
gives me like this
family.
Huh?
That's what I mean. I guess unless you're like her family.
True. But
if you're her mom, don't do that. be reasonable.
It's just like, yeah, I watched this show and they said
that I should get rid of your book
to cash it.
And like, you gave me 17 copies when you were nothing, so.
Joel said too expensive to chase Bee and Puppy Cat now. He says cash it if you have it, and I'm right there with you. I agree.
What's the popular phrase?
I am not gonna chase this book.
There we go.
I need that to be like a GIF. Like I look at the camera and say, I'm not going to chase this book. But yeah, so moving on after that one. Going on to the next one, which is West Coast Avengers number 45. I almost feel like we've discussed this book, or at least it's been brought up before in an episode.
Yeah, no, we have.
Okay.
It's been on the list.
Okay, so I just definitely loafed on that. I do apologize, guys, but I mean we're here.
We said no duplicates.
I apologize. Yeah,
The only reason I know is because I have a genuine hatred for West Coast Avengers, so I said pass.
Right.
And then we had a conversation about the Avengers. Is it 57?
Maybe.
The first appearance of Vision. No, I always forget that.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
We had a discussion about it.
Yeah,
We all
was
said
based off of
this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure we said pass on this before. It's still gonna be the case, but you guys gotta hear about these numbers because we got. Basically, the book was going for about $100 raw, right? And a 9.8 sold for $1,500. $1,500 for this book. Now, why is it spiking? Is only because it's basically in this issue. Vision is not only disassembled, but he's reassembled. Wait, is he reassembled? Disassembled? Oh, he's reassembled. Yes, he's reassembled, and he gets a memory swipe or data clean. He's wiped out, and people are specking on this because of, well, why else would you be specking on Vision right now?
Is this a WandaVision spoiler?
I don't know. We wouldn't know. We haven't watched the new episode. We're gonna do that as soon as this show ends. But that's what people are specking on.
Hey yo, even if it is a WandaVision spoiler, don't say it in chat. just don't even answer my question.
Joel says West Coast Avengers is a cash for me. He says I have it and will list it tonight or tomorrow. All right, so noted.
Trash all West Coast Avengers.
So like I said, had $100 raw copy. This book was basically a $600 book at a 9.8. Last week? And so now we got the sale of $1,500 for this week. You go on eBay right now. There's currently a book up for right now at $2,995 or best offer. Crazy. I mean, people have money right now. They're not going on vacation. You're seeing this in the stock market. We're seeing this in the comic book market. You're probably going to see this in like anything that people can just put their money into. And hopefully this does not come back to
the shoe game,
burn people, But yeah, especially if someone buys this book at a 9.8 for $2,995. So definitely a book I'm going to keep an eye on and see where it goes. But this book is not for me. This is a pass. And if I had it, I would definitely cash it. Like this event is not that significant to me personally. So it works.
I'm not going to chase this book.
He's not going to chase this book. I'm not going to chase this book.
No one's going to chase this book.
Don't chase this book.
Somebody will chase this book.
I mean, maybe like walk. You can skip to it. Skip to the book?
Skip to the book. Nah, I'm not going to call you that. That's weird.
Wow. Whoa there, boy. Don't go there, boy. All right, so moving on to the next one, we have Infinity Crisis number 5, which I was actually
Infinite Crisis.
My bad. I said Infinity Crisis.
Yeah, Infinity is owned by Marvel. They own all of Infinity.
Times have changed, but it's still a Marvel age. That is gonna be my phrase. But yeah, I was actually really excited to see this book. I am a little disappointed because this is a book that I want to have in my collection, so I'm just gonna put it out there. It is a stash for me.
No, it's not, because you're not gonna buy it.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
But you're not gonna.
No. All right, so I don't like what's happening right now.
Buy it right now.
No.
Live buy.
Nah, I ain't got the money.
Do it.
I ain't got the funds.
Do it.
Joel said mine is not a 9 anything. Oh, he's referring to the West Coast Avengers. I mean, what do you think it is? Because I mean, I didn't see the book that sold for $100, so who knows? I mean, if it looks decent enough to potentially, with the book at people putting at the 9.8 at $2,000 and the 9.8 already selling at $1,500, you could probably still get a pretty decent amount for it. I'd probably say maybe $50 at a 8, $50 or $60 at an 8. He says, I was out digging for Infinity. I keep saying he put Infinity. All right, Infinite Crisis this evening, but couldn't find it. He says maybe tomorrow, and my West Coast Avengers is maybe a 7 or so. So yeah, I could see you could probably get like about 50 to 65 on that, and then maybe if it's like 8 looking, that might be guessing maybe like 75, 80.
Those are all the back ones. So fun fact. Infinite Crisis is actually a story that I'm actually interested in reading, and I was gonna buy a lot of it, and I just didn't do it.
You loafed, and that book was in there.
Of course, because it's one of the books.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, I don't know how much I was gonna spend on it. So like, it's probably close to being the same price right now.
So when I was originally trying to get the book, I was trying to get it already graded. I was wanting to get it at a 9.8, but even then, people like there wasn't a whole lot of them available, and people just had the 9.8s at like prices. I was just like, I don't see this book right now. Like we have nothing going for it. What you're asking for is not matching. That price. What they're asking for is not matching where this book stands at the time. And so I think they were like 9.8. They were asking for like about $500 or something like that. And I was like, yo, that's kind of steep. Maybe if you were like $250, I'd be like, all right, cool. But yeah, this was probably like about 3 years ago. But yeah, this book is a stash for me. Plain and simple. Leave it at that.
Yeah, it's a pass for me. I might still end up getting it, but it's a pass only because, I mean, I'm Blue Beetle's a cool character, but I'm usually like not jumping for Blue Beetle. So
yeah, no, and I think that's completely fine.
But I mean, I wanted the series, so like now it's just do I end up getting the trade or do I end up still getting the single issues for the series? So we'll see. Like, all right, like there's one right now, and it's like, all right, well, if I get this series, like I'll do it, but it has to be like cheap. Like the cost average has to be real low on each issue.
Right. And so I want to also add that, for people that are actually interested in this book, you got to be very careful with the chasing or the direction in which this book is going for the price range. And I say that mainly because this is a DC property, and this could honestly be a hit or miss. And if you pay too much and the movie, and actually I don't think I stated that this is because he's expecting to get a film.
That's been announced with a director.
Right. And if that happens, hopefully it's good. That's what, that's the fingers crossed, because, they've had some momentum. They've got a little thing going now over at DC with the films and everything. But if it turns out to be a flop and you spent a ridiculous amount of money on this book, then it's just like, it's going to be a very big letdown. And I say that because this is not one of their A-list characters. This is probably like like a C?
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, look at how the MCU birthed itself. Like, it wasn't their A-tier characters. They had to work hard in order to make them, the characters you know and love. So, with that said, I feel like even if this was a C-tier character, it's the first Hispanic superhero film, so it could have the Latino or Latinx market is big when it comes to blockbusters. So if it's not on HBO Max and it ends up being in theaters, then it's gonna be able to do some numbers.
And we'll see. Only time will tell. So hold on. So Joe said, he says, I'm hoping for $50 to $60 range. So he's still referring to the West Coast Avengers. He says, cash that Infinite Crisis.
Nah, crash that Infinity Crisis.
All right. So next book we have is G.I. Joe 32, and this is because Lady J is going to be getting her own little series on Amazon Prime. So I don't know a whole lot about this character. I'm going to keep that 100. Like, I'm slightly familiar with the character, but I don't know a whole lot about the character because I watched, the closest I think I got with G.I. Joe was playing with the action figures when I was a kid and catching, episodes here and there of like the old 80s.
Before we jump into this one, I did have a question though. This is a variant copy, right? Or is this the original for the Infinite Crisis?
Oh, can't quote me on that.
I can't remember. I know there's another cover for it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember if this is the variant or the original cover.
You know, can go on to the good old search engine.
Yo. This is where you hear the corrections department going in.
So what?
This is where the audience hears the corrections department going in. Okay, yeah. So that's
So no, this is
the
a regular
Jim.
cover.
It's the Jim Lee variant. Yeah. So it actually has Blue Beetle on the cover, which is big. But then you have the Infinite Crisis 5, the original cover, where it's is it Earth 2 Superman fighting
No, the variant is apparently the variant is the two Supermen fighting. It's a George Perez cover.
Is that a variant though?
It's listed as the variant.
Oh, okay, because I'm looking at Go Collect and it's saying that that's the original cover, and then the Infinite Crisis 5 is the Jim Lee variant.
And hold on, looking at the pictures to see if this even clarifies, because back in the day compared to now, can't see anything that says variant on them.
That's cool.
It's great that we have these things now available to us where you can tell what a variant is because it'll say variant. But back to G.I. Joe number 32. What we have, so we had as a raw copy, it was going for $10 to $15 at one point. Now it's currently going for $75. Now, as of right now, it has.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
What's up?
So the CGC label. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Oh.
Could you see it? You can see it on there?
Not yet.
No, I mean on here. It says two different covers exist. One by George Perez, one by Jim Lee. So they're both
regular covers.
Regular covers.
Oh
yeah.
wow. Okay.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So was it just like a cover A, cover B regular?
I have no idea. Hold on, I'm going to show it on the screen. But boom, there you go. Yes, two different covers exist. One by George Perez and one by Jim Lee. First appearance of the new Blue Beetle. That's what it says on the CGC label. So,
which is going to be interesting because I've definitely seen this cover. I've never actually seen the George Perez cover, which could possibly mean that it might be a little bit more scarce. So maybe that's what you guys want to keep your eye out for.
All right. Now back to G.I. Joe.
Yes, G.I. Jane. Lady J. Okay. And, they got like 12 of them up here on good old eBay. So, yeah, no, it's going to be a pass for me. All right. I have no connection to Lady J. But it is cool that, she's getting her own series and everything. And I hope that opens up a good opportunity for the rest of, the G.I. Joe universe, because that's one thing that I would love to see succeed. Like, G.I. Joe's been in the old DC loophole, and hopefully they can get out of that as well, because they got the Snake Eyes movie coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll turn out really well.
It's a pass for me only because I don't care about G.I. Joe. But I'm sure, if you have it, go ahead and cash it. Make some money. Or if you love G.I. Joe, stash it. Pass. It's a pass for me. It's a pass for me.
Okay. Hey, what's going on? We have From Heroes to Icons on here. He says, or they say, the Jim Lee cover is supposed to be a cover B. So that is clarified now. That definitely helps because, yeah.
But what does CGC?
Oh, yeah, no, we definitely have to talk about things like that at the end of the show. But go ahead and move off of the G.I. Joe. Actually, did I state that? So, yeah. It says basically 2 weeks ago, 9.8 sold for $100. Now selling for $300.
Damn, it's a cash.
It's a cash.
Find that and make your money.
So Joel says, I'm going to be hunting hard for the G.I. Joe, and then it'll be a stash. Which could be fair. Like, That's actually not a bad idea, if you honestly think about it. All right, so
Yeah, stash it until
that could
the movie
honestly
comes
have the
out.
Star Wars effect. Like, yeah, exactly. So if you know, the series does well, the movie does well, this could be a whole new beginning at this point. So I know the only G.I. Joe issues I want is the first appearance of Snake Eyes and then Storm Shadow. Those are the only two that really connect with me heavy. So I am going to have to cop that number 1 at some point. I actually have not even been paying attention to prices on it, so we'll see what happens with that. So I guess the question is, all right, so Joel already said stash. I said I was going to pass on it. You said that you would cash it. And then from Heroes to Icon.
Money bag.
Oh, yes. From Heroes to Icon, what are you feeling? Is it going to be a stash for you, a cash, or a pass?
Money bag, money bag, money bag. Money bag, money bag, money bag. You know, it says G.I. Joe number 1 is way up there, around 1K, I believe.
So apparently this George Perez cover also has a sketch. Okay, second print sketch. And we know how these second prints go.
From Hero to Icon says pass.
Got you. All right.
Good.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next book, which is going to be Young Avengers number 1. This is from the other series. It's not the first one. It's and on top of that, this one is the second print. I think this was 2013, I believe, is when this one came out. Okay. This is basically the first team appearance and what they're consisting of: Kate Bishop, Miss America, Kid Loki, Hulkling, Wiccan, and Novar. So, I was thinking about, like, as soon as I saw this, I was like, what kind of legs does this have? Because this is not necessarily... It's one of those things where you kind of have to be like, do I really think it has a chance? Because a lot of people are going to sit there and say no, but then it's just like down the line, there's a possibility because, you know, we had our, you know, X-Men team, you know, the first beginning for that. And for them, this is technically that first beginning because especially if they later down the road rechange the Young Avengers team, this is that beginning for that group. So I'm thinking it's a stash for me at this point, but this is not really I'm not really big on these second prints and chasing those. So but
what's it hitting for?
Let's see. So it's actually not a whole lot. So it was going for about $10 to $15 raw. Now it's currently going for $50 up.
It's a pass.
But, I mean, this is one of those things. I don't think a whole lot of people were sitting there checking for this, you know. So, because I remember coming across the regular cover quite often, okay. So, this is possibly out there. Go shop around. Go on the hunt. I'd say do that before you try to go pick it up on the secondary market, though.
It's much better than that first cover, though. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Joel said, I'd stash the Young Avengers until America Chavez comes out, which is completely fair. And this is the thing. We really don't even know which direction they're even playing because, you know, we have the thing about the possibility of Adam Brasher coming in. So we have the Blue Marvel. So people are expecting on the Ultimates. But at the same time, then you have this situation where this could just be a whole Young Avenger situation. And then again, at the same time, they could honestly do both if they felt like it. It just depends on how long they want to run with either team and if they even plan to even give them that whole extension the way that the Avengers got.
So, like, I like it because it reminds me of Scott Pilgrim, but I also would never pay $60 for this cover.
Yeah, I definitely was getting that vibe too. But yeah, I'm right there with you. From Heroes to Icon said, not touching that book with a 10-foot pole. No thanks. I'm not gonna buy this on the secondary market. If I find it in a back issue bin for about $3, cool. I'm with it. You know, stash it and see what happens. But yeah, these prices absolutely not for me.
Not at all.
All right, so next book is Haha number 2. This is the John Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Is it Gallagher?
Yeah.
I definitely said that earlier, and I even spelled it right too. This is a 1 in 500 variant, and it's a store. It's one of those store, variants. So that's why it's 1 in 500. I think this is really cool. I forgot which Golden Age book this is referencing.
It's what is it? Chilling Suspense or something?
It's the one that has the first appearance of Sabrina, correct?
I think that's also an homage.
Oh, okay. All right. Because that's what I was thinking when I first saw it. But yeah, so this book was actually it was a set, and the set at the time was going for about $35 for the pre-sale. So anybody that's got this and is able to just flip them individually, they're doing pretty well for themselves right now. So you currently have sales for $125, and then just the trade dress by itself is going for $50. So I like the cover, but I haven't even started reading Haha. I know some people have been saying that it's good. I have the understanding that it's connected to Ice Cream Man, so I do like it. It's already interested me, but I'm not super big with the out of the regular variants, the ones that are the store exclusives and everything. Every once in a while, I might do that if the cover really hits for me a lot. And this one I like, but it's not hitting for me that much where I'm like, yeah, I gotta have this one. So, probably cash it,
Definitely cash it. It's Chamber of Chills 19.
Got you. Joel says I have it, and I'm gonna. He says I'm going to cash it.
Yeah, it's up here. It should be if you want to see.
Got you. Yes. That's exactly what I was remembering.
Yeah. And then the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina cover is an homage to this one as well.
Okay. So, and then of course fans of that are definitely gonna love that. So that's probably more for them than
Yeah, no, this cover looks really nice. It's definitely a cash.
Unless you really like it that much. If you really like it that much, I can't knock you on it. I don't think $50 is a crazy amount on it with the black cover, and especially if you're able to get it in that high grade. So it could have legs down the road, and maybe it's something that you'll see that'll slowly appreciate. But it's kind of hard with it being a homage instead of the original. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it really depends on if people necessarily accept it the same way. And like I said, it's probably going to be more targeted to the people that are really into the original cover. And that will do it for the CBS I list. So we're going to go ahead and hop into that cover. Actually, no, we didn't get For Hero to Icons drop on it. So if that's going to be a stash, cash, or a pass.
And it's looking like the regular cover, the cover A and cover B of Haha number 2 are regular price. So maybe.
Yeah. I just saw one for $99 on that while you're scrolling.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh yeah, on here.
Yeah. From Heroes to Icons said pass. So okay, so that works. So we go ahead and we're gonna move into that cover price list. So we out of CBSI. First one for cover price is one that I've actually seen. I've seen it out in the wild. I think it's out there. I think people should honestly go ahead and what
book is it?
Oh no, I didn't get to it yet.
Oh.
I was just stating that I've seen this book out there, so I'm like I'm already gonna just say that I think people should go ahead and go on the hunt and try and pick this up. But this is Avengers, the initiative featuring Reptile. So this is the first appearance of Reptile, and basically this character is gonna be getting their own solo book, and the book's going for $70 raw. But like I said, I've seen this out there. I'm not gonna say, yo, go out and pay $70 for this book just because this character is getting their own solo book. If people really like this character before all this news, and you've known it to be a character, but that's the thing. I haven't really heard a whole lot about this character. This is not like, this is an America Chavez or an X-23 or, something like that, where this character already has legs. They've had, some longevity already with consistent people, searching for this character and talking about it. So I'm going to say with the price on this, pass on the secondary market, and seeing that they're putting some time into it to give them their own solo work. If you're able to pick it up in the back issues, go ahead and do that. And I would say stash it on that end, because maybe that means that they're going to want to add this character into something else down the road.
This joke requires setup. I didn't do it in time. Hold on.
So Joel said, he says, I have not seen this book out in the wild. Says, if I find it, he said he's going to cash it. Other than that, it's a pass for me. So Joel's got pass. I'd stash.
This is the only reptile I acknowledge.
Oh, hopefully everybody saw that Mortal Kombat trailer. It should be interesting. I think I'm gonna enjoy it, at least on the combat end. The fight scene should be pretty nice.
So this is a pass for me, but it does lead me to a $1 million question, and that question is, all right, if you're a soul at this point and you're in the factory and they're like, look, man, you're gonna be a superhero named Reptile. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer to have the human face and the reptile claws with no thumbs, or a reptile face with human hands?
I'm gonna go with
feet.
The human face and the reptile claws.
Now, I think I want a reptile face. I mess with thumbs. Like, it looks like it's so much work to just have 3 claws. Nah, not with it. Maybe if the third one was opposable, but thumbs are fantastic. Like, I'm gonna choose the reptile head.
So from Heroes to Icon said pass, and he says reptile claws. I'm yeah, nah.
I'm gonna choose the reptile head.
That's a fair question though. I'm still gonna say the face. I want the human face. All right, so
you guys are losers.
Joel said human face, reptile claws.
He said, but hard to argue with thumbs. Yo, thumbs are fantastic. Like, imagine all the things you can't hold. Like, you got to do this every time you want something. And also, I mean, once again, no.
It's like, yeah.
No offense to any body that does not have thumbs or has been injured and no longer has the use of their thumbs. I'm just saying that I love my thumbs, and I don't know if I'd be able to take them for granted if the only caveat was to have a cosmetic feature that's an issue with me.
Hey man, I don't know his life. Okay, yeah. I might have to
like I still have a head if I have a reptile head. It's just a reptile head. I don't know. Okay, we're going too long on this. What's next? What is
All
next?
right. So next book is Captain Marvel #1, 1989 version. This is Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel, in which she was the first female Captain Marvel, thanks to Dwayne McDuffie, creator of the whole Milestone universe, Static Shock, Icon, so much more. And this is already a stash for me. I already have this book, so this is actually really cool to see this on here. I'm gonna say people don't chase this book. Go out on the hunt.
Find
like
it.
All right, it's crazy because like I now realize that when I was younger I actually did come across this book and I didn't realize it, and because I remember when I actually picked up the copy, I was like, I've never seen this before, and now it's hitting me back that I have actually seen this before. Actually picking it up, but it was. Once I did buy the book, I started seeing it even more recurring and when I was going on hunts. So it is out there. Just look for it. It's from 89. That's pretty much a 90s book at that point, in a sense. So
You would be a 90s baby if you were born in 1989. Don't you ever forget that.
It's cutting it close. It's like, no, I was born in August, so that was...
Yeah, you weren't even close to close.
Yeah. All right, so basically, this is spiking because of an article that was released by a brand called Be Cool, or Bleed Cool. I said Be
Bleeding
Cool, like
Cool.
Bleeding Cool. I'm saying it like this is the movie Get Shorty. Chili Palmer. But yeah, so book is going for $350 right now at a 9.8. I think that's cool, but I also think that's kind of high for this book. This is more just because it's the first solo thing, but I don't really know what this is going to have to correlate with the character in WandaVision.
Right.
This would be something cool to stash just in case they try to make a switch at some point and be like, yo, let's go ahead and make this character, Captain Marvel. I don't think that's what they're going to do, but they can do whatever they want at this point. They can be like, all right, instead of going from the original route of Captain Marvel to this, to that, go ahead and start off with one thing and then she goes into another thing and then she switches if they feel like it. Or they could just completely choose not to do it and just give her fragments of, different versions of the character she's been.
There's already a Captain Marvel movie.
I'm hip. I'm saying, but how much longer do we think that's gonna last?
I know they're not gonna. Huh?
You know what a contract is?
No, but I know they're not gonna switch to another Captain Marvel.
We will see. Look, it snowed in Texas. That's all I'm saying. Anything can happen.
It's snowed in Texas before.
It snowed in Texas. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, but that's just a thing that regularly happens.
This guy's trying to kill it. He's just trying to kill everything.
Now, like, if a fucking T-Rex breakdances in Texas, then I'll be like, all right, and you know what? Anything is possible. This is a stash for me. I'm actually going to take yours. Let me have yours.
Yeah, nah.
Don't you have 2 copies? You don't have 2 copies. Nah, there was 2 copies at the store, and the other one was busted, so I didn't get it. That's what happened.
Hold on. So, Joel said this is referring to the claws thing. He said, I figure as a superhero, you could do more damage with claws, which is a fair statement. He also says, my honey hole has a copy of Captain Marvel for $12, but I'm not sure what shape it is, 8.0 or over. And I think even for that, that's still kind of expensive.
He says, but they also put stuff on eBay, so that $12 price could go up.
Yeah.
And then From Heroes to Icon says, everybody is looking to this because that Amazing Spider-Man annual is getting too hot. Stash. They're both stashes. Yeah, and once again, I just feel so uncomfortable that I didn't just buy the Amazing Spider-Man annual when it was $50. But, hey, man, someone's going to come up off me buying their Amazing Spider-Man annual. So
I'm with you on that and the reason to stash as well. That makes perfect sense, too, People want,
yeah.
Second.
I mean,
option.
it's just the fact that it's her title because like it's by no means her second appearance. It's just
right.
Yeah. Let me throw this.
Wouldn't hurt to go ahead and scoop her second appearance as well. Especially if they decide to go for the Ultimates route, I think that would be a good idea.
Scoop-de doop-de poop.
But yeah, no, $350 for a 9.8 is a no for me. I'm putting that out there. Maybe like $150.
Why are you trying to block her shine, cuz?
I'm just saying because of the time frame of which this book came out and the abundance of them that are probably out there. I mean, if it turns
a 9.8?
Huh?
No offense. Look.
No, you're fair.
As you can see, me and you are both melanated individuals. Do you think that people were keeping this young black lady in pristine condition from 1989?
Probably not, but no, like I was saying, like that's a fair statement because chances are who was actually even getting this book graded. Now there definitely are some currently up on eBay. I can't remember the prices that I was seeing when I was looking at it today, but it's definitely out there. But there's not a whole lot of them, and now that the word has gotten out it went from being a raw copy book that was not really out there to now people are starting to throw it up. So I'm seeing prices at about like $50 and everything like that. So, yeah. Next book is going to be Fantastic Four, number 185. So this is the first appearance of Nicholas Scratch. And the reason why is because people believe that he may potentially be the Rabbit Senior Scratchy. And I'm already going to tell you this is a no for me, dog, because this is going for $30. I'm not paying $30 for that. And to have this book does not really interest me, so this is a pass for me.
Yeah, no, it's a pass for me as well.
Senior Scratchy.
Senior Scratchy.
But I mean, the rabbit already did pop up in the show, though. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Look, the only rabbit I acknowledge is Captain Carrot, and I don't even know if he's a rabbit right now.
The only rabbit you acknowledge is Captain Carrot.
Captain Carrot is a rabbit.
You know, I was gonna say something until I realized that I don't think the Trix rabbit has a name. Does he have a name?
Trix the rabbit.
Is that really the name?
I don't know.
Because that would be really messed up. It was already bad that they were telling him he couldn't have it. But if that's
that is messed up. His name is Trix. Trix the Trix rabbit.
And they said silly rabbit tricks are for kids. He's like, that's my food.
I am Trix. That's my name. It's my birthright.
Joel said, I've been stashed this book for over a year. It's time to cash. Oh, so what? We're seeing $30 raw copy sales right now.
Joel's gonna smoke me in this comic book battle.
Oh yeah, so you guys do have that coming up. So guys, definitely be on the lookout for the comic battle between Joel and Slan. That is happening. I'm gonna be having one come up afterwards where I'm gonna be doing it with Lando. And yeah, we'll see how we can continue this series to keep it going. If you guys want a challenge, leave it in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah, we're trying to get a lot of these done. So yeah, if we can get more done, the more the merrier. You keep going out of focus, and I don't like it.
From Heroes to Icon says, I love the Fantastic Four. He says, stash them all, even though that may be a weak issue. I'm not even familiar with this issue. This was actually the first time I was even hearing about it. I didn't even know anything about Nicholas Scratch, let alone would I have even caught that reference for Senior Scratchy. So
I'm a simple man. I see this Fantastic Four font. I'm not really hot for it. I see that Fantastic Four font. I'm with it.
Yes. I forgot that was even back there.
You're lying to yourself.
I did. No, because you pointed. That's why I looked. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I'm thinking, but I don't even really have a whole lot of Fantastic Four books. I do. I have a few more maybe, but like majority of them are probably more like the 90s ones than it is anything from like the 80s and below. Joe says, I keep forgetting about the battle. Gotta keep the reminder.
We gotta push it. Books. You gotta push it back. You didn't pick your books. That's cool. Just let me know when.
All right. Well, maybe me and Lando can go first.
Yeah, no, that's no issue.
Warm things up. I got to hit him up because actually,
right.
He had hit me today, and he was like, he sent me a link to this statue thing, and it's for like a Miles statue that's apparently supposed to be coming out. So it's like a pre-sale, and I was like, yo, this looks really cool. But I was like, yo, I'm not even about this statue life just yet. Like, guys, let me get all the books I want that I like. I know I really want for my PC. Then I'm gonna start moving into I'm gonna try and get deeper into like this comic book art and the whole statue realm. But yeah, you gotta go ahead and do that.
You're the art guy. I'm the statue guy. That's how it's supposed to be.
All right, fine. We'll make that deal. You get the art because I'm already eyeing a couple things already. I got this Space Bandits art that I'm trying to pick up, and then this Incredible Hulk, Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk.
All right, guys, snipe it. If you hear it right now, just buy it right now. Offer whatever he's offering plus like $10.
But Joel says the story's pretty lame in this FS book. Hey, this must be really bad. You guys are really trashing it. I don't even know. Like, you see the stress on this book? That is from all the bashing you guys have done at this point. But all right, so this leaves us with just 2 more books now. So this is now us moving into Marvel Spotlight number 4. That is the next book. And this is WandaVision related. And it's because of Darkhold. And people believe that the book in this this new episode for Friday is the Darkhold book. It was a spoiler for me when I had to read this. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I know what to look for at this point. But I guess it's also not like out of the ordinary, seeing that Agatha Hathorn is a witch. So I guess I could have put.
Wait, what?
What?
She's a witch?
No. Witch.
I'm shocked.
Does she float?
I'm so shocked that I had to take my glasses off.
Every time I ever think about a witch, I always think about the Monty Python scene.
Nah, I already discussed it. I don't watch Monty Python. I've never watched Monty Python. All I watch is Terry Gilliam movies.
She's a witch.
I don't know the reference. I'm sorry.
All right. But
never seen Holy Grail.
Oh man, you gotta watch it. Life of
Brian.
Yo. Anyways.
Too British for me. I need weird, surrealist sci-fi movies.
Classics. And
Brazil.
Time Bandits.
12
Gotta
Monkeys.
love your Time Bandits. I actually picked up the first issue of Time Bandits. Made by Marvel. But yeah, no. The copy of this book is currently one. Well, let me restate this because I was a little confused when I saw these numbers. They stated that a copy sold for $429. I couldn't figure out what grade they were referring to, so this is from the cover price list. And I went to the cover price system and I looked at their, they have their data where it shows like every book that's been sold as recently, and it doesn't seem like any book sold graded for this year yet. So everything they have on their list right now is still from last year and beyond. So I don't know where this is sitting at right now. I did see that a 9.8 did sell for about $900 something for this book. So which can make sense. It's an older book, high grade. I'm not thinking that's irrational at this point, and it's a key event. But then they also had a couple sales last year that it sold for about like $1,000 something. I think it was like $1,095 or something like that. So this is not a big enough event, let alone anything I really care about, for me to go ahead and say that this is a stash for me. So it's not a stash for me. I'm gonna say it's probably more like a cash at that point.
Stash. No, I'm joking. It's a pass. It's a pass. It's a pass. It's a pass. If this was the only cover that we could find for this, no, I'm joking. But nah, it's a pass.
Joel said you're missing out on the Monty Python Time Bandits, he says with an exclamation mark. And he says, I'd stash that Spotlight.
I'm sure I am missing out on the Monty Python. It's just it's a blind spot that I haven't I haven't gotten to yet.
It actually got targeted to me in my search engine or on IG. I don't even know why. Someone just had the clip of the Life of Brian scene where they are singing the song "Always Look On." Can we sing the song and not get hit with a claim?
Nah.
Oh man, that's wild.
It's not public domain.
Yikes.
From Heroes to Icon says, if I was in the market, stash.
All right, so I'm the only one not stashing.
I said pass.
Oh, okay. So you said pass. I said cash. They both said stash, which might, honestly, who knows? You know what? You guys might be on the right page here. I honestly think you're making a better decision than I am. So we'll see what happens with this book situation.
Yes, ghost.
There's a ghost here. All right. That was the book being summoned. All right, so the last book is Department of Truth, but this is the variant, so this is for the issue 1. We did discuss this last week for the other cover, and I said stash last week. I'm saying stash for this one. You know, it's got the HBO Max situation coming up with for a project which Bendis is being a part of. And wait, no, that was for cover. Wait, my bad.
Oh man,
what was the story behind this one again? It's definitely a project coming out. Which platform?
I have no idea, honestly.
Hold on.
I think it is HBO Max though, so you might be there.
I mean, if it is HBO Max, still, then it's definitely a stash. I think they're doing the right thing. They're making the right decisions to get themselves into this streaming wars forefront, and you know everybody's gotta have their comic book stories. Like, this is the age of which comic books is really getting pushed to the masses, and people are really getting to see what exactly is out there, and I'm excited for it. So it's a stash for me.
But you don't have it.
I don't.
And you're not gonna get it.
I mean, if it stays at the price where it's at,
live buy.
Live buy. Everything's a live
buy.
This guy wants me to go broke.
Live buy. Live buy.
For you, go ahead, do it right now. Are you? Oh, you really are doing it.
Don't tempt me.
He's really doing it, guys.
What is this? Oh, number 7. I didn't put in number 1. Wait, I did. I put in Department of Truth 1 variant. For some reason, it's not popping
up. Hold on. So, From Heroes to Icon says, if I was in the market, stash.
I already said
it. Yeah, my bad. I'm slipping right here. So a 20 center in good condition. Oops, the thing just moved. It's good to have. And then Joel says, Department of Truth is awesome. I don't have that cover, but I have a bunch of the other ones, and they are a stash.
Do you have the Lee Harvey Oswald cover?
Wait, what?
The Lee Harvey Oswald cover.
Is that the other cover?
That's one of them. There's 7 covers.
For issue 1?
There's more than 7 covers. There's a bunch of covers.
Okay, so
I think there's a cover. There's a cover Z.
Oh, interesting. All right, so I wasn't hip to all of that. Joel did say live buy exclamation mark. So
I'm trying to live buy it right now.
You are $13.
Nah, that's a VF near mid.
It's an auction, 99 cents starting.
These buy it nows are just a little too expensive.
They are. They $50, $30.
It's a 9.
Go ahead and grab that sketch for $50. So From Heroes to Icon said those Jenny Pearson covers are hot stash. Absolutely.
Yeah, so there was a lot of issue 1s that went for $212 that I was thinking about buying, but it was just a little too rich for my blood, so I went ahead and passed on it.
Joel says I don't have the Lee Harvey cover either, and I have the Inhuck Lee 1 in 25. I sold the Peach Momoko and a while ago, and then I have the regular cover A. So with you saying that and bringing up Peach Momoko, do you think that this Rose Besh is gonna go down that road of Peach Momoko? That's what I'm wondering, because we were actually talking about this earlier before the show, and with that whole hype of people now paying that, large amount for her first ever cover that she's worked on that got published and everything. I'm wondering if that's what is potentially going to happen with her. And then, how are you feeling about Momoko's covers as far as do you think like they're dying down in heat because she is getting like a lot of those regular covers now instead of it being at the ratio? Joel also said I might have that Fearson cover too. Also, for anybody watching the playback, if you found anything informational here, if you like what you saw, you enjoyed watching us, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna just go ahead and do that because I've been meaning to always just do that like somewhere in the center segment, but I always forget. Like, we're really going in and just really enjoying this time here. Hold on. Joe says roast batch is going to be hot for a few minutes at least. And then he also says that I have 2 of the silk number 2s. Oh yeah, what you were talking about that last week. I definitely remember. So 2 of the silks on the order, and said I'll flip at least one of them immediately. And at this point, might as well, which means that's probably going to get a lot of fire at this point if people are going back to pay $200 for the bee and puppy kitty or puppy cat. I said kitty. From Heroes Icon said sometimes she hits it out the park, and then other times not so much. And yeah. And it's also like really good when you can sit there and compare it to somebody else's cover and just be like, all right, am I really feeling this one or am I feeling hers? And then you can kind of make that like, all right, did she really go all out? Because if her cover is more fire than that other person's cover, you're like, all right, well, she definitely got it. What's up with the look? Well, guys, he did it. That is a live buy at $15.85.
We'll see if this plays out. I just did it to do it, guys. I just want you to know that. I did it to do it.
Maybe I'll live purchase one more time.
Test my live buy, gangster. All about peer pressure.
Joe says, I just hope she doesn't get worn out. And then, yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. And that's what I'm feeling like that's what's happening with Momoko. So, with that being said, I'm like, getting worn out because she's getting so many covers in such a short time frame. And then it's like, now she's also being pushed into just regular covers. And I think what happened was, like, you had that one really fire cover at a ratio, and then it just really sparked something. And now it's becoming like a watered down thing because she's more easily accessible compared to when it was at a ratio. Joe says slam buying for the entertainment value.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, that is actually it. There's nothing else on this list at this point. All right. The only thing I wanted to basically talk with you guys about for the ending is the whole idea of the issues with the X-Force number 1, what's happening with the whole card situation. So I was thinking, and I was actually having a discussion with somebody on IG where it's just like, all right, clearly the book in, what do you call it?
Polybag?
The polybag, yes. The books in the polybag are selling as a whole for, the $75 to $100 something raw, right? And then individually, where does that stand? Because clearly, like Joel had already stated from our previous episode, he was able to sell the card by itself for $100. So it's like, then what does that mean for strictly the book? And then on top of that, with it coming with the book, should that be incorporated if people even decide to get that graded by CGC? You know what I mean? The same way with the tattoos and then like the mask that came with like the Captain Britain and everything like that. But I'm wondering if, since I wasn't around when those came out, if there's a difference, because at least with the tattoos, the tattoos are supposed to be inside the book, right? Mm-hmm. I can't say the same thing for Captain Britain. I don't really know how that worked, and so maybe there's a correlation where if that is the case for those books, that's why it's important that it's, marked on the label. Yes, this is a complete book. It comes with, such and such. And I'm wondering if people are going to feel the same way now if at some point people really want to start collecting the X-Force number 1. So if it's important whether or not they list that, this book came with the card and that the card just get placed in there. I don't know when they go ahead and
Well, I mean, I'll tell you based off the milestone books, like when you get those graded, they don't care about the card or the poly bag.
Right. So. And that's what I was thinking as well. But see, my thing is like now that it's become a thing, are people going to care or not? And that's you don't think so?
I think the book is irrelevant at this time. At this point, if it's about the card, then it's about the card. The book is irrelevant. For instance, like if you get a box of cereal with like a prize in it, like it's not like you're gonna not eat the cereal. Like, damn, I got this prize. they gotta know that it came in a cereal. You're gonna be like, no, we eat this cereal, but I got the prize.
You bought all these Cracker Jacks and you didn't eat.
Exactly. Yeah, of course. Why would I? Why would I eat the box?
Animal crackers did that too, right? They used to come with a prize too, right?
I mean, I don't know. There's mad brands of animal crackers.
No, like the OG animal crackers that came in the little red box and it had the little
handle.
Handle, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I've had them, but I don't never remember having a prize with them.
So Joel said, I found the X-Force #1 with Deadpool card yesterday. Oh, you're back. Yo, cash out while you can. That is great. I've been flaking on going
Barnum's Animals crackers.
I've been flaking on going on the hunt to even try and find them. So Joel also says it also has the negative barcode. Okay, wait, the card or the book? Oh, no, the book. Okay, you're saying the negative barcode on... Okay, so for the book, says we'll list it this weekend. I'm thinking maybe $40, but haven't checked prices. Yeah, I actually haven't been paying attention either. So, I mean, if you still got it... Is it out of the poly bag or in the poly bag? And then Joel also says Captain Britain's mask is loose inside the book. I think they put it on the label if the mask is there. Cool. So then, yeah. So, I mean, maybe they'll start doing... if people ask them to do it, they might actually consider doing it for the X-Force as well. But whether or not it's going to be relevant for masses and collecting, that's something we're going to have to just kind of wait and see.
I'm about to buy some animal crackers.
Joe says, I don't remember animal cracker prizes. Maybe I don't even remember the last time I've had animal crackers.
I've had them recently. I'm going to get the big jar of them, though, like the huge animal cracker jar.
They don't come in the box anymore.
Yes, they do.
They do?
Those are those.
The little small rectangle?
In giant. They have them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So something changed. Something changed, though. I don't know if it's like maybe they're no longer locked in cages. And that they're free.
I'm sorry.
No, you remember like the animals were in the cages. I don't think they are in something. I remember reading an article about something happening to the animal crackers with the branding and everything like that. Like they stopped doing something. So I think that might be what it is.
Yeah.
From Heroes to Icon said, "Yep, that red box of animal crackers." Joe says X-Force is in the pot. Okay, got you. And then we have...
after more than a century, Barnum's lets its animal crackers roam free with a box redesign.
All right, that's what I was thinking. Hey, what's going on, Connecticut Comics? We actually just finished the live stream, so
And now we're talking about animal crackers.
We're talking about animal crackers and X-Force #1 polybag trading cards. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't even remember what it was.
So how do these cage-free animal crackers taste?
Gotta be
no
organic.
No more taste of oppression.
It's organic at that point. It's grass-fed.
Grass-fed animal crackers. The most organic enriched flour. Bleached enriched flour.
Yes, exactly. So Connecticut Comics says trading card game is crazy right now. And so what we were just talking about is whether or not, if it's going to be any importance of people keeping the card with the book if they decide to get it graded. Slam was saying that he honestly doesn't believe anybody's going to really care. But I was like wondering maybe down the road, maybe, the way that the Spider-Man book comes with the tattoos or the Captain Britain book comes like with the mask, whether or not people are going to care with the collecting value down the road. So we'll see. And if it turns out to be a thing, is it more of a better chance to keep it with the book or just go ahead and sell them separately and individually? So It really depends on whatever's going to be the bigger bang for your buck. Because, I mean, if you're like, all right, I can get this much for both of them together, but then I can go ahead and get this card graded single, and it comes out a high grade. I can sell it at this price, and then I can sell this book at this grade for this price. So it's like, yeah, figure out what makes the most sense. I saw something earlier, and I'm trying to figure out what that was. It might have been. Hold on.
What is it? What is it?
I think it was something. I think it was something on CBSI. It caught my attention because I did notice that in their honorable mentions, they had those backboard covers, the Miles Morales covers that We Got Issues brought up that one episode. So yeah, that was on there.
I got that. It's actually downstairs right now.
Oh, word. Mm-hmm. What about those Red X covers?
Nah, they lagging.
Oh, you know what? That's what it was. So, all right. So, it wasn't on our list because we clearly have already discussed whether or not it is a stash, cash, or pass book. And I'm pretty sure on everybody's list at this point, this book is a stash. It's the Ultimate Fallout 4. So, basically, it was last week, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I got hip to this auction that was happening because people on IG were posting, the screenshots that they were taking of it, and the book was at like $1,880, and there's probably about 10 or 16 bids or something like that. So apparently there was 2 sales last week for Ultimate Fallout. Was it last week or this week? It might have been this week. I don't know, but recently either it was one might have happened this week, one might have happened last week, but there was 2 sales for Ultimate Fallout 4, the regular cover, and at a 9.8, and they sold for over $2,000. So, and then the variant actually sold for over 20 at $20K. So, I'm trying to figure out what you guys feel about these books moving as quickly as they are with the pricing, because for me it's a little scary. I'm mad nervous because I'm just like, I think regardless this book is going to maintain a decent value, but the value at which these books are currently reaching so soon, I think I could see a big drop if it gets too much out of hand. So we just saw recent highs not too long ago, and here we are with the regular cover at 9.8, moving past $2,000. So hold on. Connecticut Comics says, I think all the hold on. Oh, they say I think it's all up to the collectors. Either way, there will be a market for both, for the modern stuff, the 89 grab bag pail. Oh, garbage. The 89 garbage pail kids is going crazy. It probably won't stop because of the rarity. Oh, wait. So I didn't even know that was. I guess that makes sense. There's a lot of things just going crazy at this point with collecting in general. So no, I actually did not. You actually just hit me on that. I didn't know that there was even a thing right now.
Joe says I wouldn't want to be in on a UF4 for close to 2K. If mine comes back, I mean, I know mine is not coming back at 9.8, but if that Captain Marvel is if God can bless me with the Captain Marvel Ultimate Fallout experience, I'd be very, very happy.
I literally just sent a video to Journo about that book today. Mm-hmm. If you guys aren't hip with what is? Hold on, let me check. Is this Journo's popular culture and collectibles? I believe. Let me check. But yeah, I was actually just talking to him about that book because we were talking about the issues with grading.
Journo's comics and pop culture.
Yes, there we go. So if you guys aren't hip and you don't check out his stuff already, be sure to give him a like and a subscribe and check out his content. He's got a lot of stuff going on. But basically last week he had this video that came out, and it was basically discussing the issues, or it was basically a horror story video about an event that a person sent in. It was a 9.0. Was it? What book was it? It was wasn't Shazam. It was Wiz Comics, but it has Shazam on the cover and everything. I think it was like number 58 or 54 or something like that. And basically the person sent it in, and they wanted it to get pressed and or wanted to get there's something wrong with the case. That's what it was. Something was wrong with the case. They wanted to send it in to get reholstered. Yeah, and
not reholster.
Rehold
a gun.
But yeah, they wanted it to be reslabbed and everything, and basically CGC was just like, yeah, no, this book is no longer and they were, I don't know, maybe something happened to the book and shipping, like we didn't get to see the book after all of that, but they sent him an email and they were like, yeah, this book is no longer a 9.8, and basically how they worded it just made it sound or come off like, all right, like once your books leave our possession, they pretty much it's up to us to determine like whether or not you get to keep that grade at that point. That's basically how it basically came off. Something about so basically the whole thing was that they were saying, oh, it's not a 9.0 anymore, and then the person was just like, okay, well then can I just get it pressed and then just see if it still gets to stay at that grade? And they were like, sure, and they go ahead and do that. And apparently when they did that, they ended up tearing the cover off the book, and then they sent him an email saying, sorry to inform you that this has happened, but whatever. And they ended up basically only crediting him like $450 in credits for submitting books and stuff like that. So I might not even be telling the story completely right, but definitely go check out his channel. He's got it on there, and I just thought the thing was wild. And so then after that, me and him have been having this, long back-to-back conversation. We're saying so much at this point that we're literally using voice memos to just have this whole discussion at this point. But yeah, so I told him about the whole situation of the Tomb of Dracula 10 that we had on-site graded at Baltimore Comic-Con, and let him see it and explain to him that the reason they say it's an 8.0 is because they say it's like a slight stain, which there definitely is, but it's very, very slight. And then they said spine stress, which I'm not seeing. This book has not actually been pressed and cleaned. It was supposed to, but the people that we sent it to, they weren't able to get to it at the time. So it's just kind of like, all right, we're just going to throw this out here and see what it comes back as. But basically, if you guys could get a better look at this book, I'm pretty sure everyone would agree this is not an 8.0. This is definitely higher than that. And right now it's just my word against but you guys can probably go and check pictures on the Instagram. But yeah, so we're going to see what happens. I'm going to still go through and go ahead and resubmit it, get it pressed and cleaned, and see what happens. Because this book should at least be in the 9s. And I'm not basing this off of saying, like, oh, I think my book should be higher. No, I'm basing this off of I literally have been on eBay, looked at all these graded books, and seen the flaws of the ones that have been 8.0s and have been 8.5s and up, and seeing what they have compared to what my book has, and it's like it doesn't add up. So unless they're not stating everything that they're seeing in the graders notes, which is a possibility, but I find that kind of hard to believe. With higher grade books, you get less. You should have less, to have added to the graders notes. So my personal opinion, this book is probably about a 9.0 or a 9.2. I definitely don't think it's a 9.4 or a 9.6, and yeah, it's for sure not a 9.8. I can tell you that much.
No, it's a 10. Jim it.
Jim it. Hold on. So go ahead in this comment. Oh yeah. Okay. So Connecticut Comics helps you out with that, and he says Chris is a good dude. Awesome content. Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Joel says I'm sub to Journo. Heroes to Comics. Heroes to Icon says that was the Wiz Kids comic. Yeah. That was really bad. And I don't know, man. Me and like the conversation that me and him have been having is basically, if this was the earlier stages, cool. I honestly get it. I honestly believe at this point, with the way things are going and the more books that are crossing paths with them and the money that's being exchanged and everything, and how big this community and the culture has gotten, with how severe it makes with these grades and who's grading the books at that. There's a big difference between the prices of a CGC book to a CBCS book, and we're not even going to even get to like PGX at this point. There should be some better transparency with grading. We should not have to play the guessing game of what did they see wrong with my book, especially with higher grade books. I'm just going to put that out there. If it's higher grade books, you have very little to put in there. So if you can go ahead and put in all the stuff for the lower grade books, just put the stuff in for the higher grade books. And I'm just going to say that.
I don't quite understand why there's not graders notes. So From Heroes to Icon says, have you submitted to CBCS? No, but I'm planning on doing that next month. I have a couple of verified signatures that I want to get done, and then that'll be my first experience with it. So we'll see what happens.
But he had brought up a fair point, and that's actually something I basically discussed with other people before. It's just like, all right, as long as we keep giving them our business, and they're gonna be like, all right, I mean, why do we gotta change it?
Exactly.
And that's but
that's the same thing for anybody. It's like if you keep letting them slide with trash customer service, then they're going to not change their ways, because why do they have to? They're not seeing anything that affects their pockets. And I think it's just like the same thing when we talk about like award shows and stuff, and how the other award shows are devalued as opposed to like the Grammys and the Oscars. It's like, okay, yeah, you got a Golden Globe, that's cool, but like nobody really cares. And it's just like, no, you can't have one thing on a pedestal, because you're supposed to breed competition, not weed out competition. So I feel like if more people were willing to see value, and I think it's a thing where, so CGC gets that code because they say that they have like a trusted grading system, right? So like they have trust, and that like if you're getting a 9.6, that it's going to be a 9.6. But at the same time, it's just like, if we keep getting all of these examples of books that are coming back, and it's like, all right, so you either get a cracked slab, or there's an issue with the grade, or if something happened in the press, and it's just like, all right, if all of these things keep culminating and nothing happens, then I don't know. So From Heroes to Icon actually says, Connecticut Comics says, gotta run, awesome show tonight, fellas. Thank you for being here.
Definitely appreciate it. And I mean, if you have time, you can join us I was going to say tomorrow. Next week on Friday, and we'll be here at 7:30.
Yeah, and then From Heroes to Icon says, I sent 10 books last year. They are tough graders. Love the new cases. Great service. That's a good thing, because like I was just saying, it's just like if the whole thing where CGC is getting that elite tier because of their grading system, then if CBCS can rival that, then that's something that we should look at. But and then again, it's another hard thing where every book is different, so it's not like you can send 3 books and then like send one to CGC, one to CBCS, and one to PGX to see what they grade as, because all 3 books are different books. And even if you do the thing where you're like, I send it to 3 different places, and you crack the slab and you set it somewhere else, you're not getting the same. I mean, it's the same book, but you don't know that it's the same. Like, it's been shipped 6 different times at that point. So anything's possible that the grade could go down. Who knows?
Right. And I want to say this. I'm not trying to like bash CGC or anything like that. Like I really like the look of the slabs. I like a lot of the services and stuff that they provide. And so I just want to make that clear. It's just the whole idea of that these have been issues that have been known since at least the early 2000s. Here we are in 2021, and these have been, issues that have gone dating back to 2008 to 2005. And it's like, I just want to see a step into the right direction. Even if even if they don't get it out of the way in 1 year, I just want to see a step moving into the, trying to fix these issues that, customers are clearly saying, we have an issue with this. I think that there's no reason that, over time they can build a chart in which you could refer to on the website to understand, the point values that are being deducted on, for certain things and stuff like that, and help you gain some form of transparency.
Well, like I said, they have the video where they show like how they're grading and they tell you how it is. It's like, all right, so if it has these three, like if it has a binary tear, a spine tick, and fold, it's like, all right, so these are three things. Mm-hmm. And then you have to see the severity of them, and then that brings the grade down. Mm-hmm. And then like if it's multiple things but they're like light, so for instance it's like 3 really light non-color breaking ticks, and they're like, all right, well, we don't see that this brings the grade down to a 9.6, so we're just gonna keep it as a 9.8. Like they have that, which is cool. I'm just saying, like you were saying, like I feel like they should just have graders notes for everything, like. Because if there's a flaw with the book, even if it's a 9.8, if there's a flaw with the book, mm-hmm. then there's a flaw with the book. And you should be able to tell me what the flaw with the book is.
Right. And
so there should be a note of that.
Yeah. And the question that's always been, all right, what's the difference between a 9.8 to a gym mint
exactly.
and a 9.9? Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, are you grading this a 9.8 just because you're like, all right, I don't think this is flawless. And they're like, all right, so tell me why it's not flawless. And you're like...
And I want to just say to the community, at some point we have to get out of this. It just comes with the game. Like, this is what it is. Like, no. Because if that was the case, just imagine if we did that with a lot of the big issues in society. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. Like, nah. And especially with things that, it can clearly be fixed if someone actually takes the initiative to do so. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's anything that we're asking too much of. It makes reasonable sense. You're providing a service. We want to just make sure that, everything is being done to the best of the ability. We want to understand, how these things operate, so we're not questioning, all right, we're doing the right thing. We're putting our books, our money, and all that stuff into the right hands. Like, you already got our trust at this point. We're giving you the money. We just want to... We like you that much that we want to keep this service going, not we're trying to, throw you off a bridge or anything like that.
Right.
So, yeah. But.
Exactly. Joe says they take the time to grade, they ought to provide the notes. It's like, yeah, no, because, I mean, even when they're grading, like, I'm sure they're jotting down notes somewhere.
Yeah, to be able to keep track.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Because like if they see a spine tick and they're counting spine ticks, they're like, all right, 1 spine tick, 2 spine ticks, 3 spine ticks. They're probably jotting down like 3 spine ticks, because then they go on to like, all right, binary tear at the top, binary tear at the bottom. All right, and then they jot that down, and then because they have to culminate all those to be like, all right, boom, 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 this is a 9.2. so instead of like looking at that piece of paper and being like, it's a 9.2. All right, well, they don't need to know this. They should just be like, all right, let's provide these notes for them. And it just makes sense. Like, if you have the notes, just provide it.
It does.
And it's not even hard. Like, I mean, keep a laptop next to you. Take a picture of the note and then like let them know. Because I mean, granted, I think the one thing about grading is that, yeah, like. And I think the only reason that they don't do that is for subjectivity. And that's the bad part, is that like grading is subjective. So I feel like they don't provide grading notes, because if somebody has a 9.8 and then another person has a 9.8 and they look at the notes and they're different notes, or someone has a 9.6 and somebody has a 9.4 and they look at the notes and they're the same notes, they're going to be like, hey, fam, I need to talk to you. Like, look at his notes and look at his notes.
Actually,
why are these notes different? Why are these notes the same, but they're different grades?
See if you can pull up that Tomb of Dracula book, the 9.6. That if you can show it on your screen.
On eBay.
Yeah. And I think this will give everybody a clear understanding of what I'm saying. Referring to my book, and this is like when I start seeing these things, it's just kind of like, okay, I don't understand how much, because like if you're saying that I have staining, this is actually sold by, I believe, Golden Key. It should have like the golden key in the picture.
So that's not it. Did it sell? Oh, you said it sold, right?
It sold, yeah. So it should be in the sold section.
Gotcha. No, that's the same one.
It's gonna be a 9.6. So
I don't see it. Netflix sold Adams. Do you know when it sold?
No. I'd actually closed out of the tab literally today. I probably could have. Hold on, let me see if I can.
It should be your recent history.
Actually, yeah, it should probably be on my home screen. Hold on, let me check.
So while we're talking about this, I'll say one wild thing, and that is, so as I was looking at Ultimate Fallouts, I noticed that there's graded 6.5s of Ultimate Fallout 4, the Djurjevic cover and the regular cover, and I'm like, how did you let this happen? Like, this book's not old. How did you let it get to a 6.5?
Yeah, no, that's deep.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm cool with like mid grades and stuff like that, but yo, to drop like, it had to have been like a heavy read. It had to be like your favorite comic book. You just read it nonstop, or you just threw it in a backpack. Like, how a 6.5? How they were probably weak. Like,
someone was just like, yeah.
Yo, Ultimate Fallout 4 sold for $20,000. The Church Fake cover. They're like, wait, what? Yo, I have that. And then they look at it and they're like, damn it. God, damn it. So, you know what? Hey, man, maybe it's cool. I'm gonna get it pressed and cleaned. All right, we're gonna hope that it at least comes back like a 9.2, 9.0. Like, that's still like a couple grand. And they get it pressed and cleaned. It comes back a 6.5, and they're just like, yo, I don't even want this anymore.
Oh, yeah, no, hold on. Oh, there it is. Boom. Cool. I will link it to you right now.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's I honestly don't know what it sold for, because it has a best offer attached to it, but it's at 4,000 something. But now everybody else, like all the other ones, have either sold or have best offer for like at least up to 8,000. All right, coming your way right now.
On what? On what?
Oh,
I got it.
Yeah, you guys will be able to see exactly what what I'm talking about.
Or you won't.
I mean,
hold on, I'm about to pull it up. Doom, 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 doom. All right, boom, boom. Here we go. Let's see.
So you can already see right at the top, there's a pretty decent sized stain right up there, or mark on it.
I can't do these two things at the same time, but hold on, actually, let me see. I can do this. Or no, I can't. Okay.
And then even at the bottom, you can see right above the key, there's a little small thing on there. And then there's also on the front of the cover, there is a nice little rub on. You can see where there's like some. It's like got like white specks, so it's clearly some rubbing that happened on the. All right, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to zoom in on that, but you guys might be able to see it. It's right between the comics group thing at the top. So it's in that blue section right above it.
Right here.
Oh, that didn't even help. Yeah.
For some reason you can't zoom. Hold on, actually, wait, maybe I can do this.
So Joel said, if the stuff at the top is overspray, that is manufacturer issue that they don't take off for. Hard to tell though. So I don't know. When I looked at that, it looked like there was it's not letting you go to. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So right there. So I mean, I don't know. I've seen other books like that, and I always thought like when I saw books with that, that it was like I don't know, like something had rubbed against it, and it just kind of scratched it or whatever. But if that is what you say is overspray, I'm not even familiar with what overspray is.
Yeah, actually, it could be. You know, he actually, yeah, I think he's right because it's in the same spot on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so if that's the case, then all right, that definitely makes sense then.
Yeah, but then you still got, you know, like this at the bottom. If I could, yeah, it's like this at the bottom. I think it's funny that this is not showing it. Yeah, there we go. At the bottom, and then yeah. But what are you gonna do?
Oh, nothing. But I was saying that's what brought my questions along. I'm not so like I was saying, and that's why this is good to have these discussions right now, because if people have more information and can provide, you know, the answers to the questions that I got,
mm-hmm.
then it's like, all right, cool. I'm able to have a lot more faith in them. But you know, when I see certain things like that and I don't know and I don't have an understanding, then it's just like, what's going on here? And I shouldn't have that. I should be able to see something and be able to, you know, not have to play detective and question, you know, what exactly is going on. Joel says crack yours and resubmit it. I will. I'm just gonna send it to them in the slab, and I'm gonna have them crack it there, and then just have them go ahead and press and clean. Because I don't feel like having to deal with it exchanging too many hands, and I feel like it'll have a better chance staying safer in its slab being shipped to them than outside of it. But on the other note, I think that is it. It is 9:06 right now, so we'll go ahead and shut things down.
Cool.
Joe says I wouldn't trust in the press and clean though. I know, but it's just like at the same time I don't know who would I send it to at this point.
It's a real conundrum because on one hand you're like, I don't trust CGC to press and clean my book, but then on the other hand, that Captain Marvel came back a 9.8.
But did they press and clean it?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
They pressed and cleaned the Moon Knight, Captain Marvel, the Amazing Spider-Man 252, and the Wolverine #1.
So the only books that I've had them press and clean were the Fantastic Four and then the Batman 608, which I don't have anymore.
And then they both came back the
same grade. I'm so upset because both of those books, with them being in high grade, originally did not have grader's notes, and I wasn't the original owner, and so they didn't receive grader's notes until I resubmitted them to get press and clean, and they came back with grader's notes. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So this is how this is working. So yeah, that'll be a great story to tell, and we'll see how that works out. But we gotta send out those other books first to.
I send out bad books. I'm about to look. Once this refund check comes in, boom.
Oh yeah, taxes. I'll be able to do mine once I get my stock form, and which should be March 6th. So yeah, once that happens, go ahead and
I'm just sending all the books.
Yeah,
all the books getting sent.
We'll do a nice little haul. So that'll be cool. And actually, yeah, we might do a little bit more than the ones we did the video for.
Baby. Extra slabs, I need y'all to see this. Okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, so that'll be it for today. We definitely appreciate everybody, being here with us this evening. And anybody that's going to go ahead and check this out, on the playback afterwards. If you're not able to, if you weren't able to make it here this evening, be sure to try and catch us on the regular time at 7:30. Definitely be great to have more people in here. It's nice to have like the people that we do have in here. We're having some really good discussions, just enjoying the moment and everything, having to see opinions on what's hot out there. And yeah, that is it. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time. We're gonna go ahead and watch this WandaVision, guys, because I've been waiting all week. So with no further ado, we'll see you guys next time, and peace.